Peace, everybody. Um, Hope everybody's doing well today. Um, this is my very first live, and I just wanted to um, check in with everybody and see how everybody's feeling, how everybody's doing. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I have this deck. It's called The Law of Attraction. It's Esther and Jerry Hicks. You can see it right here. I'm going to pull 3 cards, and based on what the universe wants me to let you guys know, that's the cards that are going to come up. I'm going to do like these general readings, but if anybody wants to join in, I'm not sure how this shows up. I initially wanted to do this on Instagram so that people could like request to join, but I'm still figuring all this out. But I'm going to figure it out. So let me shuffle these. And if you miss this, it's no problem. Just like inbox me or DM me and let me know if you have a question, and I will address it tomorrow. I'm going to do one of these every day for the next 8 days. And, just let me know if you have a question, and I'll answer your question in the next reading. And I'm also going to post a link to my website so that if you want to book a reading with me, you can do that also. Just shuffling these cards. So just to let you guys know, prior to this, I did like balance and center myself and got in tune with my guides and my ancestors just to ask them, just to connect with them, really. I just like to, hang out with them. It's pretty cool. So that was the part that you didn't see. I also have some sage burning in the background. And I'm by this beautiful window. Okay. I initially wanted to do this outside also, but I didn't know how I was going to have the laptop and the cards and everything like that. I do not have a yard that I would like to do this in. So we'll see if I can find a better spot tomorrow. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card. Let's see. And this is what I like to do. I have little hands, so there are different ways that I have to like figure out how to work with oracle cards or tarot cards. So one thing I do is I shuffle like this, just because my hands are small. And then another thing I have to do is I usually break the deck apart like this and then fan them out so that when I run my hand across them, like I get a little tingle, but I can't do the whole deck at one time. So it's pretty funny. Okay, so this is what I'm doing off camera. Just wanted to let you guys know. And I'm just going to keep going until I get 3. So I got 3, but I just wanted to let you guys know, usually I don't aim for a certain number unless, like I'm doing an offering where I say I'm going to give you 3 cards. But I run my hand over every card in the deck. Sometimes I get one, sometimes I've gotten like 8. Sometimes when you shuffle, they pop out and you can pick. That's kind of like the universe, like throwing the card at you. Like you have to pick that one. But I have 3. So the first card I picked was I track the essence of whatever pleases me. And on the back of it, it says, when you go into your creative workshop, you can begin to assimilate the data that represents your preferences. And as you assimilate the data, you will prepare a picture of self from which you will begin attracting into your experience the essence of all that has been pleasing you. So basically, this is really cool that this came up because I actually have a workshop that I'm developing that's called Creation Station. And it is like a workbook, a digital workbook that takes you step by step. At the beginning of the workbook, you pick something that you want to manifest, and then the workbook takes you step by step through all of the different methodologies, I guess you could say, in how to attract what it is you want to manifest. So what I'm getting from this card, as you can see, there's a cat and it's sitting in the tree. I don't know if you guys know, this is what the back looks like. I don't know if you guys know a lot about cats or have experience with cats, but cats are very spiritual. And they do so effortlessly. So that's mostly what I'm hearing from this card, is that the easiest way to attract what pleases you is to just let go and to, get in that space where you're not worried about it. You're not waiting on it. You're just being. Like a lot of people, society is structured right now where it encourages you to always be busy and always be doing and doing. But we are human beings. So a lot of us have forgotten how to just be. Like just be. Just, sit there and be yourself. Like don't do anything. A lot of times, one of the easiest ways I do that is I'm an earth sign, Taurus, and I like to be out in nature and I like to be around trees and in forests. So to just sit in a forest and just like feel the wind blow on your skin, listen to the birds sing, listen to the water if there's a creek or a river nearby, and just be. So that's really what I get from this card. Let me see if I'm getting anything else. Also, just one more thing, to just be aware of your vibration. So while you're just being, pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to what your thoughts are, because thoughts attract things also. So, just be aware of your vibration. Become what it is that you want. So, I'm trying to think of a good example. For example, if you want to be, okay, so right now I'm teaching myself how to be a better digital artist, right? Because when I learned art, like you couldn't draw on a computer, right? So I'm teaching that to myself. So one of the things you can do is, like, for example, like I call myself a digital designer, and I'm not saying in any way that I'm an expert, but I do have projects that I have completed, and it's not like I hear this imposter syndrome thing a lot. I don't I mean, I don't really know like where that energy would come from. I don't feel like you should ever feel like you're an imposter just because you're not the best, if you've done anything, like you are that. So just to embody that vibration, even when you have not achieved it yet, or when you haven't gotten to where you feel like you should be with it yet, you can still be that vibration, be what it is that you want to accomplish or achieve or manifest, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm going to move on. All right, the next card I pulled, it says, my manifesting thoughts are buffered by time. Right? And this is an interesting one that comes up too, because I get this message. I experience this lesson a lot because I'm not the most patient person in the world. So the back of the card says, your earth is a nice environment for fine-tuning your knowledge. For here, your thoughts do not translate into instant equivalency. Your thoughts are governed by a buffer of time. If you were instantly manifesting, you would be spending more time trying to fix your mistakes than you would in creating what you want. And that is a really good point, because a lot of times I think one thing that's really common for people is that you think you want something, right? And when you get it, you're like, oh, what did I get myself into? This is not what I thought it was going to be. So I feel like it's important. I know, like, we all want, instant gratification at times. And for some people all the time. But it's important to have that buffer of time, because it gives you this space and opportunity to really realize what it is, or to really experience what it is that you think that you want, or to even like get a little bit of a taste of it. And then once you have more clarity in that, you're able to better assess, like, is this really what I want? Is this really something that's going to work for me? Is this really, where I'm supposed to be? Like I said, that happens for me all the time. Like, for example, I a part of my journey in teaching myself how to be a better digital designer is that I learned coding. And at first I was like, yeah, I love coding. Like, I took it a long time ago in high school. And I was like, I love coding. I would love to just build websites and apps and things like that. And then I took backend. And for those of y'all that don't know what backend is, it's like, if front end is like painting the picture, back end is like making sure all the connections work. So for me, that was really boring. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to be a software engineer. But there are certain aspects of it that I do like, such as like the database. So anyway, but it was a 5-month program. So during those 5 months, I got to experience enough of it to know what parts of software engineering I do like, what parts I don't like, how am I going to integrate it into all of the other things that I do, different projects that I might want to work on, different projects that I don't want to work on. Like, for example, like, I knew I didn't want to work in a hospital doing, I guess it would be like claims, like creating the claims forms. And anyway, so I'm getting too much into the details, but that's another message that I feel like people need to hear right now, especially, like, I know everything that's going on in the world, like, you kind of feel like pressed for time. Like, I gotta make this happen. I gotta make this happen now. But everything that's going on in the world is a part of the plan too. So don't think that, all of this is not exactly what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might feel like, yeah, I feel like this is resonating with somebody because I just got chills. Like, you might feel like, like, I'm trying to think how to put it in words. You might feel like things are happening around you and you're kind of left in this desperate place and you don't really have the support that you need. But that's one of the benefits of being so spiritual, is that you realize you're connected to everything and everything is connected to you, and you're never alone. And there's so much support and so much love, like, in the universe for you. And once you're able to tap into that, nothing really feels like there's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing feels like too much. And at the same time, you're still human, and that's understandable. Like, you're gonna have emotions, things are gonna come up, but you don't let yourself sit in it and just let it overcome you, and you don't dwell in it. You gotta just keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep telling yourself, everything's okay. And that's one of the reasons why I picked this deck, is because Esther Hicks is really good with, Esther and Jerry Hicks are really good with affirmations and tapping and things like that. And the more that you repeat things, like, it really does change your emotional state. So I felt like this deck was important for people to hear right now, in case you're like going through anything, which I'm sure a lot of people are. All right, so moving on. Let me get some drink. Okay, so the next card I pulled is, our little babies are also thinking beings. Oh, that's cute. So this is what it looks like, right? Let me not cut off the baby's head. Okay, and so the back of it says, the child is thinking when the day it enters your environment, and so beliefs are easily transmitted from adults to children. The child is vibrationally receiving your fears and your beliefs even without your spoken word. So give thought only to that which you want, and your child will receive from you only the vibration of those wanted thoughts. So while I was reading the card, I actually heard, this is in reference to all of the time that parents have been gifted with children in this past year or two. And I know that a lot of people, well, I've heard that a lot of people were like extremely overwhelmed with it. But I feel like it was presented to you as an opportunity to have a different type of relationship with your child. Because like I said, society right now is structured on being busy all the time. So a lot of parents don't get to spend that time with your kids. And even when you do spend time with them, it's on like the basic things, like, did you wash your butt? Did you did you do your homework? Don't jump on that. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like a relationship. You're not really relating to your kids. So I feel like that time when schools were closed, or maybe they still are, for some people, it's given, and you're also home too, because a lot of people were working from home, or unemployed, or it was a great opportunity for people to just really bond again and really get that relationship back. And so in doing that, it kind of forces you to be aware of your energy and how your energy is affecting the people around you, and especially your kids, because, not only are they sensitive, but, they really need your love and your unconditional love and support, at all times, no matter what. So I know it's natural to be frustrated and to get angry and upset and things, like I said, it's okay to feel, but just don't let it linger. Don't let it dwell, and definitely don't project it onto other people. You know what I'm saying? Especially like little kids. Like, kids are so innocent. Kids are so sweet and kind and open, and like, how could you ever like look a child in the face and just like be mean, or like yell at them just because you had a bad day or whatever it might be. So just be mindful. I know there were certain generations where it just seemed like the parent-child relationship was just like almost like horrific. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that energy is still trickling down, 2, 3, 4 generations later. But you can always be the one to break the cycle. You can always be the one that says, I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to make sure that my child does not experience any of the negative energy that I did. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I'm getting anything else. Yeah, man, just love your babies, like, and don't think that they don't see and hear everything, because they do. So just, if you do have a child, or if you do have younger people in your life, whether whether you are their parent or not, just be mindful of your energy. Especially, like, I used to be a teacher, and I would see teachers just like yell at a kid because they put too much ketchup on their hamburger. I'm like it's not that serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, just be mindful of your energy. I'm not judging anybody. We all get frustrated, but breathing is really important. I'm glad I took that breath just now, because that was a sign from the universe to remind you guys, like, breathing is extremely important. Belly breathing, like deep belly breathing, is extremely important and necessary. And even if you don't have kids, like, you need to breathe deeply, regularly. Every time you feel that tightness in your chest, every time you feel overwhelmed, every time you feel sad, every time you feel anything but love, you know what I'm saying? Just breathe deep, and it will reconnect you with the peace and the love of the universe. Yeah, I feel like that's all I have to say on that. So I hope this was helpful. If it's not, let me know. You can let me know that too. Like I said, you can DM me either on Facebook or IG, either one. I'll be checking both. Hopefully, this live stream is broadcasting. If not, you can catch the replay. If you have any questions, hit me up. I will drop the link to, if you want to book a reading, on my website. And let me know if you guys want me to talk about anything different for the next. Like I said, I'll be doing this every day for the next 8 days. And so if you guys like it, I'll keep doing it after that. I'm sure I'll do it anyway, because I'm sure somebody's getting some type of benefit from it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a pleasure. Thank you for being with me on my first live. Hope it wasn't too rough, too bumpy. I know it's a lot of ums. I know I do that. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to sign off, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, and don't forget to breathe.